Alright guys, so we're back with another episode. You saw us yesterday, crush some legs. I'm feeling it, I can't even talk, you can see. So seeing that says fried, but we're gonna bash some shoulders up today. So we got a plan of hitting shoulders first, then tapping a little bit of chest for me, just because that's my weakest part. Give you guys a little bit of update, like we talked about what we're doing yesterday, so you know our shows and our plans about how far we are out. But right now, with me being this far out with 17 weeks, I'm still pushing food pretty high. So high days are like 1,000 carbs, lower days are like 800 to 900 carbs. So really pushing food, really trying to grow and hold on to my size, while Brett's doing something a little bit different. So I'll let him get into that in a second. But our main focus was shoulders today. As always, is we'll go into mostly lateral stuff. As you guys have seen in the past, that's kind of what's benefited our shape the best. We get a lot of the front delt from the presses on chest day, and so our main focus on the delt day is going to be the laterals, and I'll let Brett kind of touch on what his diet and stuff is like right now.
So like you said, we're going to do a push day with more of a shoulder emphasis. I haven't hit shoulders this week. He did a quick run through earlier. So this is a way, like I said, if you're not on the same page, there are some times, because he had to miss a day just from being so sore, that I hit hamstrings and he did a little bit of shoulders instead. But what you can do is set up your schedule that you can do these push sessions where there's some chest involved. So we put an emphasis on like, hey, let me get caught up on shoulders, and then we'll hit some more chest, to bring up your weak areas. So this shows that like you and your partner can work on your schedule together to get caught back up, make things working for both of you, and have a good session. So like he said, like I am currently a week into my diet, so 15 weeks out from today. So I just started a little early. This is a good thing for you guys to learn, is like start a little early, not necessarily just going into a crash diet, cutting down your carbs in half, going straight, clean food exactly right away. A lot of people do that at like 10, 12 weeks out. What we like to do is, and this goes into us, we hold ourselves as professionals, is we kind of digress into that stage. So what I'm doing currently is, I probably lowered my carbs by about 200, probably about 150 to 200 grams. How I did that though is just honestly, all I did was eliminate all the orange juice I was drinking, and then also just took out the cereal I was eating at the end of the night too. So what I was doing was I was eating like a bowl of cereal just to keep the weight up, right before bed with some eggs and stuff, just the protein aspect. So I switched that out. I'm doing the different carb source there a lot lower. And then I was doing about 3 or 4 times a day, I was doing 12 to 16 ounces of orange juice with meals, just to keep my calories high, keep the carbs high for that off-season phase. So just by doing that, I'm down to I was 267 this morning. So I've lost about 8-9 pounds in the last 10 days. A lot of that is just initial weight loss or water weight loss, and then as well as inflammation. So, like I said, you don't want to just crash right away. You want to kind of, lean into it, get your body used to, I'm slowly going to start lowering this down, get into the true diet phase, and it goes a lot smoother that way. So as you'll see now moving forward, it'll be a lot cleaner. We'll start reducing some of the, the bigger meals, and I'll be sharing all that with you, and we'll do a couple series on, what my day in the life of eating looks like with meals throughout the spread as well as him. So we're kind of in a very different stage right now in regards to, he is like trying to this final push, because he's competing 2 weeks after me, so he's like 2 weeks behind me in regards to dieting. So you'll see here, we'll probably in the next 2 weeks we'll get pretty close. I'll probably be down another 4 pounds in probably 2 weeks, 4 to 5 pounds, and he might be up another 4 or 5. So we might end up being exactly the same weight, which doesn't happen very often.
No, it never happens.
Just because I'm about 2 inches taller than him, and I hold a little bit more weight in the off season. But it'll be interesting to see, us at the same weight, getting after it, and then we'll both be cutting down, together, dieting down, and that'll be a lot of fun. So this is the really fun part. Everything's starting to click in. Little back pumps are going away for me. They're getting even bigger for him right now. So like I said, we just give us this 2 weeks to kind of balance everything out for both of us, and then it'll be just full go, shred mode after that. But this is we're gonna see a lot of big weights being moved here in the next 3 to 4 weeks. So ready to bring it to you. Let's go hit some shoulders, a little bit of chest, and finish off this weekend great.
Let's work.
All right, so like we said in the past, first exercise we always like to do is rear delts. Mainly, like I said, for 2 reasons. First, to get a really good warm-up going, get blood in all of your shoulder heads, just kind of get activated for the workout. And then as well is, I think 80% of people's rear delts are weak. So your weakest body part you want to hit first. So we have always chose to do rear delts first, get a lot of blood, get a lot of volume in there, and then move on from there. So today I'm gonna spend a lot of time here in this little section talking about how to do these properly. So what we're choosing to do right here, as you see Martin going, is we're doing dumbbell side or rear delt raises. What's very, very important about this is you have to keep it out of your traps. I see people do this all the time. They're bending their elbows, they're raising their body up, they're using their traps. What we specifically do here is we are fully leaned over this bench. Like we are relaxed. His arms are just hanging. So you continue to think my arms are hanging, I am pushing through the ground and then through the walls. So you're going out and away from you, out and away. You're not bending your elbows and driving up, you're going out and away. You only want to use your rear delts here, as you see his firing. It's very, very important is form and mind muscle connection here. So I think this is the greatest rear delt movement you can do, but you have to do it right. I see 80% of people fucking this up as well, but once you get it, it is in. You're locked in, you feel it right away. And then again, this is a higher volume exercise. So we'll start out doing 15 to 20 reps, go around 4 or 5 rounds, and just get a lot of blood in there until they burn so much we can't do anymore. So be perfect. As Martin likes to say, be perfect. All right, so along with those rear delt raises, I'm just doing a little pair here. Like I said, we really like to fry them right away. I kind of just invented this exercise. If you have one of these standing side raise machines, you can do it. But what you're doing is you're actually like behind it, you're leaning into it a little bit, and all you're doing is kind of just rotating the wrist out and using that rear delt to go out and away from you. So you can see they're filling up his rear delts huge right here. All the pressure's just on there. We're only going about 60 pounds on here, just keep it light. But the main thing is just keep it focused, keep it in the rear delts, and keep pumping. So, again, another thing, form has to be impeccable, you have to be perfect, but once you get it, it fucking works. Last set of rear delts here, making a final push. So, what better than a drop set? So we're gonna get as many as we can with this heavy weight. This is what up from our top set even. Get as many as we can. I'll help Brett get a couple, and then he's gonna drop to the 20s here and go to failure. Ah. Yep. Ah. Up. Yep. Yep. Come on. Good. Good, Brad. Squeeze him up. Ah. Yes. Yes. Oh, shit. Nice. All right, so getting into our bread and butter here. Second exercise, side laterals. You already know. So today we're just doing dumbbell standing, working our way up, probably up to 45 pounds. Like, you know, Marty's got some of the better shoulders I've seen, and he doesn't go higher than 45. So there's no reason to be side lateral raising 50, 60, 70, 80 pounds, because then you're just using your traps. So again, pay attention to this form. Pay attention to connection. Make sure your rear or your side laterals are doing the work. And then we'll do a drop set at the end here, burn them off. So pump, 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 get them huge.
go, Martin. Let's go, Brett. Let's go, Brett.
All right, so we are going back to another rear delt here right away. Either we would do another side lateral right after that first side lateral, or back to another rear delt. It just matters. The gym's busy right now, so this cable unit opened up, so we're grabbing it right away. But this is the high one I like to do. I think we've shown it in the previous videos. But same thing, you're keeping your arms extended, using just your rear delts to raise it back and squeeze. So it's a much higher angle here, and it's all cable with time under tension, and just focus on mainly using just your rear delt. Come back, squeeze it, hold it, and control it back.
All right, guys, movement number 4. We got another lateral delt coming at you. So this is my personal favorite. I like anything with cables a little bit more. I feel like I can feel it through the whole range of motion a little better. So what we're doing here is we're laying back on an incline bench. I know we've showed it to you before, but the wrist wraps really make a huge difference. I feel like eliminating having to try to use your forearm in the exercise and really just being able to focus on the lateral raise itself, going out through the floor, through the walls like we talked about, is one of the main focuses in this, and I really think it makes a huge difference without having to hold on. Delts are fried onto chest. So this is my weak body part. We like to attack the upper, as you guys know, so we'll do an incline fly to start, get the chest warmed up, then we'll probably go into a compound, and that'll probably be all we end up doing for chest.
So one thing you'll notice on these flies, these cable flies, to get our chest activated, warmed up, is we're doing 4-second holds. So you, at the peak contraction, hold it for 4 seconds, and really focus on feeling that and keep it in your chest. So bring it together, keep it in your chest, squeeze, hold 4 seconds, slowly control it back. How I do it is we do 8 reps. So 8 reps of 4-second squeezes, and then you just rep out, 6 to 10, somewhere into that range. Don't quite go to failure yet, because on that last set we'll do complete failure. But 8 reps, 4-second holds, 6 to 8 reps, rep outs after that, and on the very last one we'll rep until we can't anymore, until failure.
Alright guys, next, hammer strength incline press. So this is another one of our favorites. It's right up there with the Prime machine on feeling really comfortable, being able to put a big load on, and being able to control it and only keep it in the pecs. So as I've talked about before, my delts are so strong, they like to take over a lot of these movements. By getting in these machines and using these chest-focused incline machines, I can really keep it more focused in the chest for me and keep it out of the delts, which is really beneficial. So this is one of our favorites. We're gonna work up to a top set here, and then we'll do a tempoed back off set with a little bit slow negatives.
Fucking work, Brett. Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go, Brett.
Good. Yes. Yes. Another. Yes. Yes. You got another.
Let's go, Brett.
Yes. Yeah. Good.
All right, guys, that's a wrap on today's shoulder and chest session. So pointers, what I want you to take away from today is when I specifically went into the rear delt, the importance of rear delts and how to perform those to make sure you're maximizing those exercises. I can't stress enough that physiques are completed with, very good rear delts going into the back. So make sure you always hit those hard, make sure you start with them and, blow them up, and then lots of volume like we showed you, and then finish it off with some good chest. So what do you think, Marty?
Just one more thing to add really is like Brett talked about in the beginning, guys, is there's lots of different ways to skin a cat. So you've seen 2 or 3 different push days from us now. They're all different. Today was mostly delts, but we finished with some chest. So you'll see like that happens with our weeks here as we get going, and little injuries here and there. We have to miss a day, this and that. So Brett and I make things work, and you'll see that it's not about necessarily the workout itself. It's about the intensity, like we always preach. So, you know, today wasn't the same as last push day, but the intensity was always there. All the movements were as max set as we can and pushing everything as hard as we can. This prep is just firing off and things are just starting to click. So as you'll see, things are just going to heat up from here. So let's work.